Scotty. This is Miss Treadway. I wanted to make a video to help us find our project-based learning packets online and be able to walk you through the assignments that are due first on April 20th. So let's look now at where we can find access to the packets online. The easiest place to find it is our Spring ISD website, springisd.org. You can find it right on the front page where it says Empowered Learning at Home. Clicking there will give you every grade level from pre-K all the way to 12th grade. We're third grade, so we would look in here. And you can see the past in you. This is our first project-based learning, PBL 1. It's available in English and in Spanish. We can see our due dates for everything here. If you're having trouble with navigating Schoology, that's where our turn-in happens, or submitting an assignment, you can look at these tutorials on the sidebar as well. The front page should look really familiar in our project-based learning because it has the same schedule that was on all the other packets we've previously been giving out. The one key difference is this is an assignment to do with your child that will be turned in, and you will be turning in through Schoology. So we see our daily schedule that you can work with your kid. You'll also see that we have a daily reading log. The last few pages of this packet includes an attached book, Blue Whales and Buttercups. So if you're having trouble getting access to books right now, there is one attached for your child to read. And this reading log will be turned in, I believe, at the end of the month. Our next page is sight words. I will make another video going into what we're doing with these sight words. Right now, I just want to focus on the project. So that's going to start on page 4. This is our challenge brief, and we will be using this from April 13th to May 1st. Dear third graders, welcome to Project-Based Learning at Home. We hope you have fun learning with your family over the next 3 weeks. You'll get to take a lead in your learning, and your teachers will be here to support you. This project is all about an event or person from history, and write about it so others can see how something like this might affect them. Let's get started. When you think of our country's past, does a person or event come to mind? Identifying people or events from the past is one way to learn about history and what it has to do with your life today. Our driving question is, what is something from the past that has made a difference in your life? And you can choose anything you would like for this topic. Our requirements in order to be successful on this project and meet the expectations for mastery of learning, you will design a research plan, create an informational poster, and write a persuasive paper. For our first week, we are focused on step 1, designing a research plan. Scrolling to page 5 will give us our rubric. We have exceeding expectation, meeting expectation, approaching expectation, and initiating progress. I went ahead and put the grades on mine, so that is what our rubric is. And then we can see our schedule down here. The first 2 assignments that are going to be due, and the ones that I'll be talking about today, is the research plan and the informative text questions. Again, we have changed our due date to April 20th. We can find these pages on pages 7 and page 9, but we're going to look through everything between here and there. So on page 6, so first we're going to think about and discuss these questions. Number 1, all communities change over time. New homes and buildings are built. Older buildings are repaired or removed. Where and how people live changes too. Number 2, what questions can you ask to find out about people or events that are important to our country's past? And number 3, how does the past relate to your life now? These are great questions for you to be thinking about to help you come up with a topic for your research project. We're going to read From Wood to Stone. Many new buildings are made using steel and concrete. But these buildings and materials have not always been available. In the past, people used materials such as wood, brick, and stone. Wood has been used as a building material for many years. The Pilgrims used wood when they built the town of Plymouth. Trees were plentiful in the area and wood was easy to find. The Pilgrims were not the first people to build houses out of wood, however. The Wampanoag people were using wood as a building material long before the Pilgrims arrived. In the past, people used other building materials too. Clay and mud can be hardened to form bricks. Bricks were used to build homes in places such as deserts, where wood is not available. Stone was also a common building material in the past. Dutch settlers in the United States built large churches out of stone. Today, many buildings are made of steel and concrete. These materials are used to build stores, houses, and even skyscrapers. Steel and concrete have not replaced wood, brick, and stone, though. People need all kinds of materials to make the buildings we have today. Thinking about stuff like this can help us see how things change through time. So let's look at our first assignment. It says that it is due April 16th. Again, that due date has changed to April 20th. We're going to start with our research plan. Think about how part of a city or town has changed. Before you begin researching how part of a city or town has changed, you will need to develop a research plan. With adult assistance, use the activity sheet below to create a plan. That's found right here on page 7. Again, this is a page that will need to be turned in, and that can be done by photo that you can turn into Schoology, or you can send to Ms. Martin or myself, or to Ms. Nash or Mr. Sperry, and we'll make sure that it gets turned in, or you can upload it to Schoology. If you have this on your computer and you don't have it to write on, you can either type your answer or you can write it on a separate sheet of paper to turn in. So let's see, our research steps and example are on this side. And over on the side that says My Poster is where you'll put your ideas. Set a purpose. What is the purpose or reason you are making an informational poster? The example is, the purpose of my poster is to identify and describe wildlife in a park in my state. This is really general and really wide. It is our main idea, and you will see the main idea in every other part of this paper. Then you'll identify the topic. What will people learn by reading my poster? Their example, my poster will describe the park and identify one bird, one reptile, and one mammal found in the park. So again, we see our main idea, wildlife in a park. Now we have details. A bird, a reptile, and a mammal are all different types of animals, all different types of wildlife in a park. Then we're going to list research goals. What information will you research to support your topic? Their example, I will research facts and details about a bird, a reptile, and a mammal that live in the park. I will also find an image of each animal. So again, our main idea, describing wildlife in a park. By the time we get to our research goals, we know that the wildlife that we're looking at is a bird, reptile, and mammal. And we know that we're going to be looking for facts about the bird, reptile, and mammal. We also know that we'll be looking for images of the bird, reptile, and mammal. Remember that this page is just a plan. We don't expect you to have the facts about your topic yet. This is just where you can put your topic, your details, and what you're looking for about those details. In this example, they're going to be looking for facts and images about their details. So this is, again, due on the 20th. Our next part starts on page 8, and it asks us to look at this picture below And to think about, identify people or events from the past is one way to learn about history and what it has to do with your life today. So as I read Yankee Stadium Then and Now, I want you to be looking at this web picture and thinking about how this picture could relate to this passage. When Yankee Stadium was built in 1923, it was an incredible sight. Even though it had 3 levels, so many people came to see it when it first opened that thousands had to be turned away. It was no surprise that this triple-decker was so popular. Babe Ruth, one of baseball's best players, played for the Yankees. It was because of Ruth that the stadium was built. The Yankees had previously shared a ballpark with the New York Giants. However, after Ruth joined the Yankees, fans were coming just to see Ruth play. The Giants then asked the Yankees to leave and told them to get their own stadium. Yankee Stadium has been renovated many times. New features have been added and old features have been torn down. In 1946, the stadium got lights. Now they could play games at night. In 1959, the country's first electronic message board was installed at the stadium. Eventually, the stadium had to be torn down. On August 16, 2006, construction on a new stadium began. Workers finished just in time for the 2009 Major League Baseball season. The Yankees must have liked their new stadium. That year, they won the World Series. Way to go! Our next assignment that's going to be due, again, not on the 16th, but on the 20th, is to answer these questions about the text above that I just read. So now we can answer the following information text questions about the article. Question 1, what is the author's purpose? Question 2, what did you learn from the article Then and Now? And question 3, how is the information in the article organized? How does this organization help the reader understand the text? We do expect you to write your answers in complete sentences. Again, if you don't have this packet to write on, it's only on your computer, you can type your answers and turn them in, or you can write it on a separate sheet of paper and turn it in. Just make sure that you number your answers. We have a link for a website on historical figures that we can look at. This is a BrainPop social study. So if you wanted to open it, it would take us to BrainPop famous historical figures. This is to give you some ideas of who you might want to research. You can click on any of these people and get a short video about their life. So if you were maybe interested in Albert Einstein, you could click on him and watch a video about his life. We also want you to think about identifying people or events from the past is one way to learn about history and what it has to do with your life today. So as you're looking for an event, a place, a person, a thing from history that has changed, we want you to try to apply it to your life today. So what is something from your past that has made a difference in your life? Who are the people that impact your life most? This is another optional research link. It goes to Dexters.com, and it is biographies for kids. So again, you can look through world leaders, civil rights heroes, explorers, artists, women leaders, inventors and scientists, and entrepreneurs. This is a good biography research aid if you need some help being able to figure out where you can get your interesting facts from. And that is everything that is due by the 20th. I want you to please make sure that you are doing the reading log. Start looking at the sight words and the activities on page 17. And like I said, I'll make another video that goes more in detail with that. And that's all from me. Thanks, guys.